A Real Cowboy is the first book in Carla Cassidy's new miniseries, Cowboys of Holiday Ranch, and it's set in Bitterroot, Oklahoma, and there will be 12 books, so a lot of cowboys and ranch stories for romance readers who love them, and I'm one of them.
A Lover's Vow is the third in Brenda Jackson's Granger Family trilogy, and it's one that I know her readers have been eagerly waiting for. It brings readers the story of their favorite Granger brother, Dalton. He is the sexy bad boy with a really good heart.
Blood Wolf Dawning is the conclusion of Rhiannon Bird's highly successful Blood Runners miniseries. With non-stop action, a high level of sensuality, a hero to die for, and a heroine who's nobody's fool, Blood Wolf Dawning is a romance not to be missed.
Gameplay by Linda Eicher is the story of Dylan and Samantha. Dylan is a hockey player. Gameplay is book one of Linda Eicher's Power Play trilogy. This trilogy features 3 professional hockey players who meet their match and the women who are going to give them the games of their lives.
I'm very excited to be talking about One Wish because it has all of the trademarks of a Robin Carr bestseller. It has romance, it has humor, it has some drama.
Taking Fire comes out in March. It's very action-packed. Lindsay McKenna's many fans will really take it to heart.
Dogwood Hill really is the story of 2 people who come to this small town. They are outsiders to this community. This book in particular is The Little Friday Night Lights meets Dogwood Hill. I think the reason I love Sherry's books so much is because she always has a sense of emotion, a sense of family. For me, it was like coming home.
Seal's Secret is one of Tawny's continuing Seal stories. She's been writing these wonderful, sexy books for one of our miniseries called Uniformly Hot. It is one of her sexiest books, I think, but there's also something very deeply romantic about the relationship between Mitch Donovan, our Seal, and Livy Kane.
Shadow Study features Elena and Valak, and we get an insight into Valak's backstory, how he became an assassin, his early relationship with the commander. Maria's evocative writing, her skill with dialogue, really come through in this novel, as in all of her others.
Part-Time Cowboy is the story of Eli Garrett, who is, as the title suggests, part-time cowboy and full-time deputy sheriff. We couldn't be more excited to have Macy in the HQN program. Her voice is incredibly accessible and hip and young and fresh, and her banter is so witty you'll be laughing out loud on every page.
I want to tell you a book that I'm totally psyched about. It's USA Today bestselling author Janice Maynard's Minding Her Boss's Business. It's about royalty, it's about glitz, glamour, Miami, Europe, it's all over.
Rogue is a story about dragons in modern society. They are hiding in human form. Rogue is actually book 2 of the Talon Saga, which we are incredibly excited about. Book 1 is on shelves now.
DeLuca's Marriage Contract is actually one of my very favorite types of romances. It's really a marriage of convenience story. I really enjoyed this novel because I think Abby's done an incredible job of bringing a really fresh twist to the marriage of convenience story.
Wild Horses is about a family of 6 sisters and their domineering father, a prominent senator from Montana. As her editor in New York City, I especially appreciate the view of Montana I get from B.J. Daniels' books.
The Marriage Charm is the second of a trilogy called The Brides of Bliss County. Linda's books always appeal to animal lovers, and if you aren't an animal lover, it might make one of you.
The Tempting of Thomas Carrick is part romance, part mystery, and it's set in the wilds of southwestern Scotland in the Victorian era. The strong, passionate heroine, Lucilla Sinster, is an intelligent, no-nonsense, take-charge heroine. The noble and charming Thomas Carrick does not stand a chance.
If you are a fan of the Vampire Diaries books or television show, you also are probably aware that there's a really successful spin-off show called The Originals. The first book is called The Rise and tells the story of Klaus, who's really the self-centered hedonist of this group of vampire siblings, and it's sexy, it's epic, it's sweeping.
This is why You're Sick and Tired addresses the issue of burnout that so many of us face today. Being overworked, stressed out. Jackie is back with what I think could be her biggest book yet. I don't think there's anybody who can't benefit from the promise here.
Normal is the portrait of a killer. It is not your average run-of-the-mill thriller. Graham's writing is sharp and witty and so compelling. I found this book nearly impossible to put down.
The Girls of Mischief Bay is part of Susan Mallory's brand new series, which is going to be set in Mischief Bay, California. It's a small coastal town on the Pacific Ocean in Southern California, and it has all those trappings that you love from Susan Mallory, her great friendships, her humor, her tears, and it's the kind of book that when you finish reading it, you're going to be reaching for a box of tissues and then reaching for the phone to call the important women in your life.